shines from the morning sun. So does our land, cause it gives birth to life. Oh, let us be proud of who we are, what we have, do things the African way. Oh, we gotta create our African story. Show the world who we really are. Support and respect women's creativity. Yeah. Oh, let us come together and make Southern Africa a better place. Realize the possibility of African real. Together we can achieve. Participation is the key. Yeah. Proudly Africa. We're proudly African.
Indeed, we are proudly African. My name is Lucy Muthui from Nairobi, Kenya. It's a very cold day today. I hope you're well wherever you are. We are so excited to be hosting this session. I see my guests are already in the waiting room, ready to share some nuggets and great insights about pitching. I know as filmmakers, we are always looking for opportunities to either pitch to potential investors of our projects. And I hope by the end of this session, you'll have gained something, and also you'll be ready for what we have in line for you at the Business Arena Content Market. So without further ado, I am really excited to have our main guests here. I can see also one of our main guests is in line. So I'll introduce one of the Business Arena core team members and also the proud sponsor of the pitching session, Miss Wangeshi Morage. Welcome, karibu sana, as we say here in Kenya. Thank you for joining this session, Wangeshi. Briefly introduce yourself to the audience and just tell us briefly what this session will be about.
Thank you, Lucy. It's always a pleasure to be here and to talk about the content development in the industry, especially within Africa. So as media pros, we are excited to be part of this opportunity, great opportunity with the Business Arena that will be hosted by the Sotambe Zambia International Film Festival. So it's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we will be able to receive, basically, and hopefully create deals and opportunities for other filmmakers and content creators from South Africa specifically with regards to this pitching session. So as part of the team, I am just excited to be here, and I'm hoping that everybody else will join us in this journey. Lucy, I think you're on mute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, technical hitch. Yeah, thank you for that, Wangeshi. Guys, stay online because Wangeshi is the one who will be taking us through what you will be actually what the session will be about. The pitching session will share more insights on that, and also see that our key guest is here. So Ms. Wangeshi, just stay in line. I'm coming back to you. Mr. Peter Ngangula, he's online and he's ready to share with us. And just a moment, I see probably he has a technical issue. But as we wait for him to sort out his technical aspects, maybe Ms. Wangeshi, you can just briefly touch on why pitching skills are important in any industry, especially now in the film industry, and now in the context of a content market where we are bringing in real investors who have the money to invest. Why do you need to have these skills?
is another word for selling. It's like when you go to the market and you have the best tomatoes, so you believe, you've got the best tomatoes, and you have to make that sale as to why you have the best tomatoes. Maybe they were grown underground, in maybe clear water or whatever it is. So that really also applies to content. Pitching is how you put your best foot forward and you're able to convince your potential investor and your audience that this content is necessary, it is needed, and these are the reasons why. So those are the basic elements really of pitching. And it also comes down to, for people who have taken journalism class, it comes down to the 5 W's and the 1 H. The what, the where, the who, why, where, and how. You need to address these important points when you are selling. What is this content about? Why is it necessary? To whom do I want to target? Who's your audience? Who do you want the people to listen? Where do I want this content to be seen? Right? And then also, how do you intend now to package how you're going to sell this content to them? So even if you're a tomato seller, vegetable seller, or you're selling airtime or whatever, you need to put up a stand, right? You need to beautify it. You put your logos, put your branding around that. So that is what, just in brief, what the pitching session will be delving into as to what it is that you require. What are the tools that you need to make a good sale?
Thank you for those tips. And I know we'll go a bit deeper into that. And I see Peter is back. So, Peter, just get your gadgets in order. I'm about to bring you into the session. So, Miss Wangeshi, stay on the line. Hello, Peter. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can hear you. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you for joining us today. We are so honored to have you as one of our key sponsors. So briefly, just introduce yourself to our audience and and then just tell them why you're part of Business Arena.
Okay. My name is Peter Ngangula. I am a creative director at Inwit. So Inwit basically is a video streaming platform, content on demand. So we're just not in Zambia. The app is actually worldwide. So you could access the app anywhere you are.
Great. Interesting, the world of video on demand. And actually, that's one of the key elements that we'll be incorporating at the content market. So I know there will be so much more to talk about platforms and, what you look for when you're acquiring content. But in the context of this session, we want to talk more about investing in the film industry. And we are really glad to have you as one of our key sponsors for this particular event.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So could you maybe just go a little deeper into what type of concepts you're looking to fund, of course based on the experience of the video on demand platform? What are people watching, and also in line with what you want to invest in the concept, because the filmmakers will be telling them these are the shortlisting criteria that the filmmakers and the experts will be looking for. You'll be seated in the room as well, listening to all these ideas. So what are you looking for?
We're looking for creativity, basically. We're looking for unique stories, something that's eye-catchy. Basically, we're looking at something that's going to blow our mind and the audience. So even as the filmmakers do their pitch, one thing they should put in mind is originality. Is one of the things that we're looking at. Picture quality, things have changed from the way they used to be. So we have cameras that are shooting better quality. Even phones actually nowadays are shooting better quality. So we're looking at quality in general, sound, and it doesn't mean it needs to be perfect, but we need something that we can start a foundation and build. Yeah.
Are there particular genres of stories that are doing well? Because I know you're able to measure the numbers of eyeballs and impact from your
Yeah.
platforms and also engagement with your audience. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
I think right now a lot of people are consuming, I'd call them series. So that's one of the genre that we want to go into, because the more you produce the series, the more you also keep people on the platform, and people also are in line with the content. A movie, you watch it once or twice and that's it. But for series, you always have to watch and make sure you are up to date with what's going on in the soap. So that's one of the things that we're really looking for. Apart from that, uh, like I said, basically it's whatever content comes our way and it's good, and we feel like, okay, this is people who appreciate this. We're welcome to those ideas.
All right, great. So I bet that also is on the acquisition side of things. So I bet our audience may want to engage with you also if they have ready concepts that they are ready to showcase for acquisitions. So be sure to engage with us and share your details so that we can forward them to our audience in terms of the call out for content. Yeah, so why invest in film? That's another thing I wanted to just speak from you. Why do you think it's important that increasingly now filmmakers are putting themselves in rooms with investors who want actually to invest in their projects? And one of the challenges that filmmakers tell us is that there's no funding. So now you're here telling us, yes, there's funding. So why have you taken this opportunity to be part of Business Arena and funding? And maybe you can talk about how much money you're investing into this.
Thank you. We believe here at Inwit that we have a lot of creatives, and we have a lot of people in Africa that are doing great things. That's why you would see movies from the West would want to associate themselves with Africa and our culture. you know. So for us, the funding is there, the funding is there, and for us, our main goal is actually to see a lot of productions from Africa. Movie is very important in the sense that from way back, from the time all these things were invented, we can see movies being there as a source of entertainment. So we feel we have a lot of rich stories, we have a rich culture as Africans, and we've got a lot of talent that we can actually export out there. And so our main goal is actually to bring out that talent and let the world see what we can do.
Great. You want to talk about the investment? Uh, Maybe the audience is curious.
Okay, so for us, basically, how we're working as Inuit is once your movies or your pitch are shortlisted, especially for those that just have an idea on paper. Once we like your story and we feel like we can put this to the world, and then we get into numbers and see how much it would cost to finance the whole project. Basically,
Awesome.
yeah, I won't touch much. Yes,
Yeah. And that's why we want them to come to the Business Arena content market, because that's where they'll connect with you.
sure,
They'll get to see how the app works, how the VOD platform works. They'll be able to know how they can showcase their content to you for possible acquisitions and possible partnerships. So yeah, we look forward to also
sure,
having you at the market and engaging with you as
sure,
well in other panel discussions that we'll be having there. And thank you for taking your time to be with us and sharing those insights with us. So we look forward
sure.
to you sharing that information with our team so that we can share it with the audience in terms of how they can maybe share some of their concepts. But obviously, they should come to the market and meet you. So we appreciate you. Thank you for your time, and pass our regards to the rest of the team there. And yeah, see you in
Sure,
next month at Business Arena.
sure.
All right,
We'll surely be there.
great. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, you heard it from the expert and the investor himself. He'll be in the room. He'll be there sitting, listening to all your film ideas. And I wouldn't want you to miss that opportunity. And that's why Wangeshi is here to prepare you and as to how you're gonna be pitch ready. As we said when we were beginning, as a filmmaker, you need to always be pitch ready. And Wangeshi shared the whys and where what is your idea all about. So we are going to dive a bit deeper into that now, straight into this the pitching for Business Arena content market. So Wangeshi, could you give us a breakdown of what are we looking for, which platforms are they going to pitch in, and yeah, then we'll now prepare them how they'll and also tell them how you're going to take through that session. Karibu.
Okay, great. First of all, let me start by appreciating Peter from Inuit. I think their support for the pitching session and for the business arena in general is very much appreciated. And we cannot let this go by. And we are hoping that we can also get more support from other investors who are looking for great African content, who want to get their stories told out there, who want to support people who have the stories that can be told. So I'm calling upon every investor to come on board and help the content creators to come to be able to do this. So Peter, thank you very much for your support. We truly appreciate it. And one of the things that I was very pleased to hear from him is that this is a worldwide streaming platform. You download the app and you're able to get the content. So, hey, there you go, monetization. You can earn money from somebody watching your film from anywhere in the world. And I think that is really a good platform that you definitely want to be in. And as media pros, we are always a supporter of African content. So I'm happy to also hear from Peter that they are looking for ideas, great ideas, from the African content. And when he says African content, I believe he doesn't mean that you have to sit in Africa, but tell a story about Africa, or have an African actor, or involve your cast and crew, who are from Africa. Just put that element, that spice into making it an African story. And that is one of the criteria that we will definitely be looking for from your submissions. The talent, the crew, the locations, the story, and everything that encompasses something around Africa. So don't be shy. Send your story. So Lucy has asked me to send you just a breakdown of the criteria. It's very simple, very, very simple. It is open to South African delegates. What do I mean by this? You need to go and register. Lucy will give us the registration details after this. Go in, register. It's a very minimal fee, very minimal, because we want you people to participate. We want the content creators to own this. This is your platform, so use it and do the best that you can. But the pitching session is only open to South African delegates. There are many reasons behind this, which I will not go into, but we are going region by region. Who knows? Next time it could be Northern Africa. We are also looking at, based on the demand, mainly from broadcast platforms, Short films are really is what is in the market. So we're looking at presentations or concepts that are ranging between 10 to 25 minutes. So make it, they call it what, kiss, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Simple, short, and sweet. So that's what we are looking for, short films. It could be, again, in any genre. Even if it's 25 minutes, it could be animated. It could be, not a feature, definitely a dramatization. It could be comedy. So whatever genre or how you choose to present your content is okay, as long as it falls within the parameters of that duration. Then we've got the submission link. Like I said, Lucy will share with you, this with you, but it's via Film Freeway, where you can be able to submit your content for review and consideration for you to come up to be selected for pitching. We are looking for 12 amazing concepts. So from a myriad of submissions that I believe we are going to get, it's going to be a difficult decision, because I know there are a million stories out there that need to be told. But right now, we are focusing on 12 so that we can be able to put our best efforts towards that, with regards to mentorship and monetization of that. Then the deadline is the 9th of September. So you've literally got about a month, 30 days, to think about something. Come up with a great idea and present it. How will you present it? This is by way of a presentation, PowerPoint presentation, that will be about 3 to 5 minutes. So we'll work, the pitching workshop is also something, is also a session that will also enable the participants or the selected or the shortlisted delegates to be able to package their content in a nice, seamless way for this period. Because again, remember, investors, they don't have much time to sit there and wait and listen. Not like the way I'm talking forever. No, for them, they just want, hit at me. What is it? Who am I talking to? How do I make my money? And all that. So you have to make sure that you hit those points. And this is what the workshop before the pitching session will be about, before we sit to the investors. And there's a minimum of 20,000 kwacha that has already been proposed by a couple of investors that we have, which is roughly translated to about $1,000. So as you're doing your budget, also put this in consideration. I'm not saying that your production needs to just be $1,000. You may find other potential sponsors, but this is it's a step. It's an investment. It's a kickoff. So maybe you can add that to also other potential sponsors or investors, or even yourself as a filmmaker, if you have the money to put down to this project. So that is really what we are looking at when we are talking about this pitching session. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be so encouraging and invigorating. So I am so excited and so looking forward to talking to you guys about this, because as a distributor, this is something that we work on every day. We receive pitches every day, and we keep giving feedback on a daily basis, telling you what to do, what not to do, how to do it, and everything else. So I'm really hoping that everybody will be able, every creator will be able to join us during this session. Back to you, Lucy. You're still on mute.
Oops, today is not my day with the microphone. Yeah, thank you, Wangeshi. That was a good breakdown. I've been projecting them as you presented, and I hope everyone was taking note in terms of how to submit. It's on the Film Freeway platform. So just go to filmfreeway.com/business arena. It's projected on my screen, and I believe it's on your screen as well. And as Wangeshi said, we'll be receiving as many films as possible from Southern Africa region. So if you're from that region, you better get busy with your short film concepts, because that's what we'll be receiving. And just go to the Business Arena Film Freeway platform. You'll see also the shortlisting criteria. And the deadline is on the 9th of September. I'll project that on the screen so that you're very keen on that. And 12 lucky filmmakers and films, because you can maybe present 2 films and they are loved, you'll be lucky to present it to a panel of experts, and you also have met one of the investors. We have a couple of others we are believing are coming on board for this particular pitching session. So be prepared. So as then also we said, at the minimum that they're putting in is from $1,000. I know so much more is coming, so be prepared to come showcase what your concepts are. Be creative. You heard what Peter said. They're looking for unique ideas. They're looking for content that is timeless, content that can sell globally. So come up with as unique as possible concepts. And yeah, we'll be sharing all this information on our social media pages. I had also projected that earlier, and I'm going to do that again. So please be sure to follow us on social media, because we are always updating all our information there. That is on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. This live stream is on our Facebook page. It will also be on our YouTube page very shortly. So if you missed out on any insights, you can always go back and refer, and also share with your friends. Sharing is caring. We said earlier, we don't need to keep saying that there is no funding. There is funding, but we also need to know how to prepare to get this funding. So without further ado, I'll just bring in Wangeshi to just speak a bit more on the journalism concepts that are also applicable in pitching. And then, yeah, we can stop at that, because the rest is at the Business Arena content market. That is where Wangeshi will be training you. She's an expert in distribution with over 20 years experience in this industry. So you're in really good hands, and she'll be taking you through how to pitch and what all these platforms are looking for. And we'll have also other experts in the room. They'll tell you, what do we look for when we are acquiring content? So over to you, Ms. Wangeshi.
Thanks, Lucy. I don't want to give too much away, because I really would love it if for people to attend the workshop, the masterclass, so that we can actually dig deep together, because it's not just about me saying this is how you need to do it. It's also about me listening to you and your concept and figuring out what is the best way that we can be able to pitch this. But I have mentioned there are some basics that are necessary. Those ones you cannot avoid. When you're looking for investment, when you're looking to make a sale, everybody wants to know, what is it about? What is your content about? So you have to be very clear. And this can be done or showcased by way of a synopsis and also a treatment, just to show what the content is about. I also talked about why. As an investor, they will be looking at, why do I need to invest in this content? So you have to prove to them why it's important to them to invest in your content. Very, very important. Keep that at the back of your mind. The other one is, once you have proven that, or while you're trying to prove that, is why, to whom? Who are you targeting? So it's important to know your investors and who their audiences are, so that you speak directly also to them. So if you're doing a commercial, for example, for Colgate, for kids, you definitely know that your target audience is kids, because it's what, Colgate Junior or whatever. So that is very clear. It's very specific. If you're doing content for adults, again, also very different. So it's very important to be clear and specific about this. And then the other one is where. Fine. So great. I've got this content. It's amazing. It looks beautiful, wonderful story. But where do I want it to be seen? Is it going to be streamline, VOD, pay television, free to air? These are all completely different platforms that you need to consider. A lot of people just think maybe so much about streaming and they forget free to air, which has the mass audiences. So again, if you're able to bring sponsors on board, investors want eyeballs. Basically, what I mean by that is they want it to be seen by millions of people. So question is, where do you find these millions of people? But then there are also investors who don't necessarily care for that. They just want to aim and target that specific audience. So you need to be very clear then. Is it going to go to free to air, or is it going to VOD, where maybe most kids, nowadays are when they're streaming on their, on their mobile? And then, of course, another important point is how. How are you going to be able to execute this? Who are you working with? And how will you be able to execute this? What equipment are you planning to use? Do you have maybe the best crew, potentially even notable names, but even up-and-comers are very much welcome, as long as you can justify that this person can actually hold a camera and be able to point, and and everything is clear. One thing I will say, having watched a lot of films, is we don't really pay close attention to sound. So if you're considering applying for this pitching workshop, please make sure that you back yourself up with good sound and post-production, because you may have the talented actors, you may have a good story, but if you don't have great sound, if you don't have good post-production, that is editing and scoring, then things may just fall apart. And, it depends now which side of the fence that falls according to the investor. So these are some of the things that we will dig a little bit deeper in during our pitching session. But there are three things that I also want to point out that we'll be looking at and that we will be advising you on when it comes to the pitching session. It's not just about the story. It's not just about your presentation. Like we have said, 3 to 5 minutes, right? That's great. You can come up with a great 3 to 5 minute presentation. But how do you present yourself? How do you dress? Do you look the part? Are you convincing enough? Are you confident? Do you believe in your story? So presentation is also key in addition to what it is that you are presenting. So this is now the person, this is the story. Those are two different things, but they need to be symbiotic. So you need to consider that, and we'll also talk about a little bit more about that. And then position. Is your presentation factual? If you're asked a question as to how much, say you present a budget, why do you need this person, ABC? Are you able to respond to those questions? How precise can you be in terms of being detailed as to what it is that is required to be able to accomplish this project? And then for every investor, which is another P, it's a triple P, is proceeds. Every investor who's going to give you money, they want to know how they're going to make their money back, because film is a business. You need to understand that. People are not just going to give you money for the sake of it. Even when you go to the market and you buy vegetables, you want a meal, a good meal that comes out of that. So think of it also the same way in content. If I give you money to produce your film, what am I getting in return? So you need to also be able to justify in your presentation what it is that the investor will also be able to benefit from that. All this will be covered during the workshop. So I really, really hope that a lot of you are keen and are eager to submit your ideas so that we can go hash them out together and put the best foot forward, because let me tell you, you're thinking that you're trying to sell, but let me tell you, on the other side, there are buyers, there are people who are hungry for creative, original ideas, like Peter has said, innovative ideas. So bring it out. Let's show them and let's do this. Back to you, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Wangeshi. I'll also bring back Peter. I see he's stayed on the stream. Thank you guys for being our great panelists and sharing your nuggets and insights. So our audience, also thank you so much for being there. I see we don't have any questions in our engagement platform, but I believe the questions were well answered by our panelists. So I'm just going to give you, Peter, maybe since you've stayed, you just give final parting shots and uh, maybe one or two insights you may want to share with the filmmakers, same as Wangeshi, then you can close this.
Okay, thank you very much. So I don't want to take much of the time. Everything has been said clear. At the end of the day, this is a business, So we, even as we pump in money, we're also looking at is this worth it? Is this content? Are people going to view this content and appreciate it? For content creators out there, us as Inuit, we believe we were trying to create this business partnership with the content creators. I'm not mentioning names, but one thing we noticed is also content creators are not treated fairly, from people that are buying this kind of content or content from them. So that's one thing that we want to actually we're working on to make sure that even as we get content from these content creators, they're not stepped on. They're appreciated. And they continue doing what they do at the end of the day. So we really welcome everybody that has got a pitch, a movie, content. We welcome, and I'd like to wish everybody the best as you submit your pitches. Be confident enough, make me want to watch it even before it's out. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much, Peter. Wangeshi has shared so much, but maybe one parting shot and maybe a shout out to our CEO, Ms. Martina.
Wow, I just love what Peter has said. He wants you to lure him to watch it, even before it has been produced. And that is really what the pitching session is about. If you can be able to be descriptive enough and sell your content on paper to Peter and other potential partners, then guess what? You're a shoo-in. You've got it going. So Peter, thank you so much for those words. I truly love it. I think for
Sure.
me, parting shot, I want to acknowledge, of course, Martina Mwanza, who is the CEO and founder of the Sotambe Film Institute and also the director of the Sotambe Zambia International Film Festival that is hosting the Business Arena Content Market under its banner. We've been working for several months now. Right now, the reason as to why she's actually not here, she's out looking for people to pay you money, like Inuit, bring your ideas and then we can be able to sponsor you. So she did send her apologies, but we acknowledge her effort and everything that she has done. And that has also made it possible for us to be able to put this content market together, the first one in Lusaka, Zambia. So this for me is amazing. And I rarely see this happening in many, especially within the African context. I rarely see this happen. So I'm so happy that she's championed this, she's taken this up and has decided to work with Media Pros, of course, Africa, to bring this to fruition. And we promise to deliver to you the best of the best. But you also then have to promise to deliver the best of the best to us as well. So that way, then we are able to support and work together. So for me is I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of delegates registered so that you can be able to submit your content for consideration, for funding. And Peter said, funding is not a problem, but you have to be clear about what it is that you want to do and whom you want to do it for. So that's the whole workshop. So once you register, um, then we can be able to take you through the workshop, how you can be able to make your pitch sell to Inuit and other potential sponsors. I will be conducting the session. I will be as clear as possible. I am open to questions. I'm open to also, just being told, no, this cannot happen, because there's no right answer. And there's no path in any content that goes the same way. So you had the criteria. Lucy is going to take you through that again. But again, remember to just log into our websites, follow us on social media. We'll be posting about this a lot, and then you will be able to get a lot more information as you're submitting. That's my parting shot, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Wangeshi, as well. As always, you're all very knowledgeable and very forthcoming with your information. And I can't also wait to sit in that class and just learn from you and pick all the wisdom and knowledge you have. So yes, thank you so much, Wangeshi and Peter, for being part of this panel. Thank you so much to Martina Mwanza, the visionary behind all this, and just having all of us, influencing Africa and being change makers in our industry. And I'm so glad to see all the changes and growth that's happening. Even a content market in Lusaka, who would have thought? Like, let's keep growing our industry from southern to eastern to western to northern. Let's keep growing. Let's keep sharing our content. Peter said they are doing acquisitions, so feel free to check them out also and see how you can submit your content and also benefit from that. But also, the best place to find them is at the Business Arena Content Market. Down there on the below, you're seeing me projecting the registration details. Go to our website and register, whether you're a content buyer, content seller, filmmaker, film student, every industry stakeholder, enthusiast. You're most welcome to join us in Lusaka. We'll be having a great 3 day of buying and selling of content, and also panel discussions, and also this masterclass that we've just introduced and we are launching today. So for the film, for the pitching, we said you'll be pitching through submitting your concept through the Film Freeway platform for Business Arena. I shared that information earlier. So check out the comment section of the Facebook live stream. You'll see it there because I've projected it. And the shortlisting criteria also, I don't want to repeat it because we've repeated it several times, but it's also on the comment section, and it's also outlined on the Film Freeway platform. So be very keen, because as Wangeshi said, we are looking at how confident are you in presenting yourself and understanding everything that we've said in this session. So be prepared, put your best foot forward, bring all the unique African stories that you have. The world is waiting to see them. And yeah, be confident, and looking forward to seeing you guys in Zambia.
Lucy,
and thank you.
Lucy, before you log off, I see we've got a few minutes. I can see on the chat, Cholwe is asking if the teaching session will be available online. No. You need to attend physically for the pitching session. It's not going to be available. That one is restricted to selected participants and other participants if you're there physically. So we are not going to project this online. I just felt that it's important to let him know that this is not a session that will be available online.
Yes, and number one in the criteria, we said that it's open to the registered delegates of Business Arena. This is a conference, so there's no way you can pitch for a conference if not attended. You're not in attendance, so please just register first for the for the event, so that you can be part also of the other exciting workshops that we'll be holding. Yeah, so go through the criteria, check out the Film Freeway link as well that has been shared in the comment section of this Facebook live stream. And if you have any questions, just email us at zamif@sotambe.org. zamif@sotambe.org. I'm going to project that as well. It's right there on your screen. So feel free to email us if you have any questions. And our phone numbers are also available on our social media platforms. We are everywhere. You find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. So this live stream will also be on the YouTube channel if your preference is on YouTube. And also we share a lot of information on TikTok. So engage with us. Feel free to ask your questions, and we look forward to seeing you in Lusaka. Your concepts.
Another question, Luz.
Oh, in the comments? Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
Please. Yeah. So there's a question about whether one can submit a documentary short film. And yes, you can. We said that the duration is up to 25 minutes. So it could be 10 minutes, 3 minutes, but 25 films is what we're looking for. So it could be in any genre, documentary or animated, even poetry or animated. So yeah, so that is definitely possible. Again, like Lucy has said, we have addressed this in the session, which will be shared with you. So please follow us and watch what the discussion that we've had here today. Peter also made some very impressive comments that funding is not an issue. So don't limit your budget to what it is that we have said, set a minimum of $1,000. If your budget comes to $4,000, we will see, and the story is really great. You never know. Again, this is the minimum amount that we're talking about, minimum. So we haven't put a maximum. So please don't feel limited by that.
All right. Thank you, Wangeshi. As I said again, this information will be shared with you, and also it's available on the Film Freeway shortlisting criteria. But I'll just repeat again, this pitching is open to all Southern African registered delegates of Business Arena, and you can submit any short film concept of up to 25 minutes, as Wangeshi said, and we'll be shortlisting 12 people. So the 12 people are the ones who will be part of the pitching session with our investors and industry experts. But for the workshop, which is the previous day, and I have shared that as well on the comment section of this broadcast. Let me just tell you what time it is. Just give me a moment. So the pitching masterclass will be on the 27th of September from 2:30 to 4 p.m. That is the session Wangeshi will be facilitating. You don't want to miss that. And the pitching session for the 12 lucky films or filmmakers will be on the next day, same time, 2:30 to 4 p.m. So you better get your pitching skills ready, because it will be intense and we'll be taking a lot of notes, and there is money. We've been told there's money, and so may the best person win. So thank you so much, guys, for it's almost 50 minutes since we started. So great. I think a lot of people will have learned so much from this. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys in Zambia, as well as the filmmakers. From us here at Business Arena, we wish you a lovely day, and register for Business Arena. Bye, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Peter.
Okay.
Let us come together and make Southern Africa a better place.
From Kalasha International Film and TV Market, the next stop is Lusaka, Zambia, for the Sotambe Zambia International Film Festival and market for the very first time this year. Yes, it's called the Business Arena. We are going to interact. We are going to exchange ideas. We are going to network. We are going to make business deals. So you really do not want to miss out on this. Mark your calendars from the 23rd to the 30th of September, and I hope to see you at Sotambe Zambia International Film Festival. And now, Content Market, the Business Arena.
Let us come together and make Southern Africa a better place. Oh, let us come together and make Southern Africa a better place. Realize the possibility of African real. Together we can achieve. Participation is the key. Yeah. Proudly Africa. We're proudly African. Yeah, yeah. Embrace it. Yeah. We're proudly African. Yeah, yeah. Togetherness. Like the water flows in Zambezi River, so do our stories, cause they run so deep. Like the first light that shines from the morning sun, so does our land, cause it gives birth to life. Oh, let us be proud of who we are, what we have, do things the African way. Oh, we gotta create our African story. Show the world who we really are. Support and respect women's creativity. Yeah. Oh, let us come together and make Southern Africa a better place. Realize the possibility of African real. Together we can achieve. Participation is the key. Yeah.